Logging on just to see who all comes on. This is a late Sunday night video. We had some company over. I was going to do this earlier. Had to take a Baler call question tonight at like probably 20 minutes ago. Gentleman with a 47 international is having some issues. But we're going to talk about future things going on. My hand's starting to heal up. I can actually move my fingers pretty good. The hole's almost healed over, so things are looking good there. But we're going to wait a few minutes and get some people to log on and see what we got going on here tonight. So, anyways, let's see. We got one person logged on. I'm waiting about 4 or 5 usually, and then people watch my video later on to see what's going on. So, Um, has anybody got any questions about balers or baler repair or parts tonight? You can ask it during the video and I'll answer it when I can. So um, I hope Rachel is, she posts this in Hey Baler Nation and Hey Baler Discussion and Repair. I want to let everybody know there's some big things coming. The Baler Tour, guys, doesn't look like it's going to happen because I'm doing a lot more online stuff. It's cheaper than paying me to come out there. And as long as you can turn a wrench or you got somebody that can turn wrenches, you're talking $100 for the first hour, 85 for each additional hour. And you can walk through, and that way you can stop at the first hour and you can pay maybe under $100 to get me to travel. There's probably going to cost you $500-600, maybe more, and that's not counting the parts and my labor when I get there. So this is the online thing's definitely a better option. We're gonna get better scheduling. Rachel will try to get something hopefully online so everybody can see slots. So you can buy a slot. Um, that's up in the air a little bit because I'm going to try to do the Baylor classes as well. Looks like I might be doing them during the week or on a weekend. It'll be a late night class if we do it. But like I said, we're going to have more discussions about it as we go through and talk about things that are coming up. Um, as you know, I now work independently for myself again, which I was doing anyways. But I was working for another company, another individual. We kind of moved on, split ways. So I've had some interests from some other dealers. Talking to them, I don't know. We'll see where things go this week. I don't think that's the route I'm going to go because I've got quite a bit of draw right now for repairing stuff still. So, but the age of my body, if a job comes up, it's a little more of a like a desk job, a little easier on the body, and I don't have to turn as many wrenches. I probably will be going that route. Not saying that it's going to be the permanent route, but it's probably one I'm going to probably look forward to. So, has anybody got any questions about balers and what's going on or parts? Like I said it's an open discussion about it tonight. I'm only going to be on as long as we have people asking questions and I got concerns. But yeah, things moving forward, guys. I have been approached. I talked to a few people tonight. Had a gentleman call me tonight and asked if I was, truly looking for other employment. I kind of am, but right now for the next couple of weeks, I'm kind of booked up pretty good. But yeah, leaning for that. I mean, I'm not objective to it, to seeing what's out there. Some recommendations have come in, so I appreciate everybody that's reached out. Appreciate the people that have kept me busy here the last 4 days. Yeah, the weather's not been great, so I'm not a log skidder man, and helping a friend out with a log skidder up in the woods, and that's been interesting. So, but anybody got any questions on hay balers, hay baler parts? Like I said, it's if you read the comments and descriptions. When I put up the chat, I said all night long I'm going to answer your questions as you ask them. They're going to come up on the screen. So, hi Aaron, hey, how you doing? You have to forgive me, guys. I don't have my glasses on, and I got this new light thing that's supposed to make me look brighter, I guess, for my phone. I'm all new to this YouTube stuff, so. But anyways, like if anybody's got any questions about parts are going up again. I don't know when this is going to stop. Hope soon, or I'm going to find different aftermarket suppliers, which will probably take a little bit. But just so you guys know, I'm after my repair kits that I carry with me when I go to stops, or after they're empty, I'm not refilling them because going from you know, under 2 grand, 1,500, $1,700 in that area, to almost 4,500 to 5 grand to fill them now. Again, it's ridiculous. I can't stock that, put that much money investment into a kit that sometimes I'll empty it in 3 or 4 months, or sometimes it'll take me 8 months. So if you can move the bill hook a little bit, there's fine. But if you get where you can make the bill hook look like it's at an angle, slanting, where the twine could actually probably slide off, yeah, time to put a new pinion on it and readjust. Once you put the pinion on, slide the cam over it and reshim the cam back to the new pinions. And you probably better do the twine disc pinion as well, the one that drives the worm gear for the twine disc. Replace both pinions, the bill hook and that one both, and reshim that cam right back up against those so they're nice and flush. It's a cheap maintenance guy, because if that jumps out, remember, there's a flat spot that rides against that cam. If that jumps a tooth and then it comes back around, that flat spot can't lay flat, and it's laying up on a tooth. It's going to build pressure, and it's going to break that knot, or it usually breaks down around the twine disc, or it'll break the bill hook off. It's just not good. The pinion gears are way cheaper, guys. Way, way cheaper. Anybody else got any other questions? I have aftermarket ones of those. They seem to wear just as good as the OEM, but a lot of people are close to a John Deere dealer, and they still offer them. The pinion gear is the same, guys, from the 24T all the way to the new Baler. So don't let them tell you they're different. They're not. So they like to, try to spook you because you got an older Baler. So any other questions? Disc pinions. Which ones you talking about? The one on the end of the twine disc, or the pinion gear that rides against the cam? So I don't have those aftermarket. I get them from IH. They are not cheap, but IH pinions don't usually wear out unless you got to build up a grease, and the grease collected dust, and you didn't clean out the little grooves, and then it kind of wears them a little bit. Yeah, James, I would just do both sides. So that's 2 bill hook pinions and 2 twine disc pinions, and just change all 4 of them, reshim it. You're probably going to be really happy with the results. I'm reading the comments, guys. Disc pinions on the cam. Yeah, Aaron, you're talking for the 425 you got, or the 440? Because remember, that knotter changes. Some 425s, some 427s, or no, excuse me, 428s. They depend whether they have the IH knotter or they have that McCormick Deering knotter on them. But the 445, yeah, that's going to be the all twine knotter. I do not. My all twine knotter stuff, guys, when I get it in, it goes out fast. There's still a lot of people running those balers, and the new parts from C&H are ridiculously priced. It'd be nice if there was some aftermarket supplier that would start making some components for those knotters, because they are a good baler once you get them dialed in, adjusted. They're really, really reliable knotter. The nice thing about an international knotter, guys, you'll never get those little pieces, clippings of twine. So on the bales, like you get with the John Deere, the New Holland, the Olivers, the Massey Fergusons, yeah, the international, the Kloss, none of them leave that clippings on the bales. I think the Massey 124 doesn't either, but the newer Massey balers, which are the Hestons, they do, because they're the Rapsy knotter design still. So, any other questions? But yeah, guys, the future, I don't know what's going on. Online repair looks like it's the way it's going. I don't know if I'll be doing many more trips, because it takes a lot of money, guys. It takes a lot for the deposits, for covering fuel, travel, because it's got to pay for me to go all the way around, guys. And when you're going to spend $400 or $500, maybe $600 to get me there, then you got to pay my labor, and plus the parts bill. It gets expensive. Online is $100 for the first hour, $85 for each additional hour, and your parts. And as long as you can turn the wrench, or you hire somebody to do it, it's a lot cheaper. But some people don't mind, making sure it's done. They have the experience of me going there, and I'm still going to teach you when I'm there. If you want to watch, if you don't, that's fine too. Zero play. So you shouldn't be able to, when the pinions should be flat against there, nice and square. If your pinions are leaning like this and there's a gap at the bottom, you put a screwdriver in the top and you can pry the pinion back. There should be no gap there. That should be nice and tight, right flush to that. I mean, nice and snug. So I usually use a bar or a pry tool and I pry the cam over. I make sure it slides nice and freely, and I shim the knotter and I bolt the knotter down, so I make sure the bolt hole's nice and lined up. I snug the bolt and then I shim behind on the 24 T's behind the knotter half so it's squared up. I make sure the needle comes up through, doesn't hit the knotter hard or anything like that. Then I slide the cam over and there's shims in the center, and I reshim that cam right tight up to that knotter. There should be no like wiggle room there because you don't want that mismatch in those teeth. And make sure you buy new cotter pins, guys, for the John Deere knotter shafts. Do not rebend them because they have a tendency to let the pressure build and they bend over, and then you end up with a broken knotter. It's not good. Not good at all. I hope that answers your questions, James. Yeah, just buy new pinions. It's a cheap way of preventing maintenance of breaking a knotter. So if you haven't already got pressure on it and it's cracked it, because I've seen some knotters, guys weren't having any trouble with them, and all of a sudden they go and start baling and they put new parts on it, and then the knotter have cracks, and then we look and there's rusted spots where the cracks were. Yeah, that should not be. No way. Nope. That needs to be reshimmed. And if you don't have enough shims in the middle, James, you got to take the knotter stack off, slide everything off one end, which I'd say the end that's tapered where the arm for the lifts the needles up, take that end off. Now remember, that is a tapered spline. So when you take that off, you actually got to take a hammer and hit that and drive that off. I usually heat it a little bit, gas, knock it off, and slide everything off one end and put some more shims in the center. So you got lots of adjustment there between the knotter half on the right and the cam on the left that goes to the left-hand knotter, standing behind the baler, of course. Yeah, shouldn't be no play between the knotter and that cam that turns. Any other questions? But as far as parts, guys, I don't know when this ends in sight. I'm engineering more, foregoing for used stuff, good used. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to start stocking more parts balers here. If you want to save money, you can come pull your own parts. But I'm dedicating some of the property we bought, probably 4-acre field, and it's going to be nothing but balers. So we'll start filling it up with balers, maybe a few hay binds, some hay rakes, stuff like that. But mainly balers, knotters, and as the balers get picked clean over, we'll move that one out, move another one in. So everything will be sorted by John Deere, International, New Holland, Oliver. I don't know how much Oliver stuff I'm going to stock, guys, because Aaron will tell you, I've had Oliver knotters, and the set I sent him was like back when I was in high school. So they just don't break down. Oliver knotters don't give trouble. They literally don't. I had some guy said he broke one, but you know how they broke it? They got something in the way and it broke. It doesn't break like John Deere. It doesn't break like New Holland. They just don't. They're built a lot heavier built knotter. They run bigger pinions, bigger teeth, so they're less likely to jump time. Yeah, James, that could be your Tucker fingers or anything, but I would definitely get the pinions tightened up. It's preventative maintenance. You don't want to break a knotter because a brand new knotter from John Deere now, which you'd have to go to an updated one, I think it's $2,800 for a brand new John Deere knotter half. That's just one half. I know rebuilt ones used online, I think are going $800-900. And guys, I really hesitate on you guys sending these knotter. They say they rebuild them. They do. All they're doing is putting in parts in the knotter that you could do yourself. Just buy the parts yourself and do the work. It's not that hard to do. They say, oh, they put these new things in there. You could do the same thing. They say they tighten up this and that. A lot of times, guys, I don't find my dad has a 24T. The wiper arm does this in the hole. It's that wore out. The wiper arm moves back and forth. It stopped tying real good, and everybody's telling me he's got to rebuild that. I said, no, you don't. So I put the Tucker Finger update kit on it. That baler today is still bailing and not missing with wore-out knotters that have got lots of wear into them. The Tucker Finger seems to be the key to the knotters tying perfectly, especially on the John Deeres. That new updated Tucker Finger kit. Just let us know if you guys need them. We got them. We can get them shipped out pretty quick. Pretty good stock on the 336 stuff. 24s. I think we only got 3 or 4 sets left. We ordered more, but it might be a little while before we get the stock back up on those. That he to work on. Didn't remember why. Oh, Aaron, you know my number, Aaron. You know, if you want to pay for an hour, that's fine, Aaron. I can walk you through it. I mean, I've got confidence in you. I do have an otter DVD for John Deere's guys, for the settings. So, anybody else got any other questions? Because we're 50 minutes into it. I just want to do a quick video. Running late tonight. Just want to get it done and over with. Yeah, James, it's the Tucker fingers. You don't want a lot of slop in them, because getting that precise adjustment where that finger's taking that twine and setting it exactly where it needs to hold it onto the bill hook, it's really critical. It just makes the knots look better, crisper. I mean, changing bill hooks out helps too, but I mean that's just a few freshen up parts. But a lot of the rebuilds these guys do around here, they're just putting new parts in it and they're sending it back. And then I don't know how many balers, probably I think 30 of last year's balers were guys that sent them out to a place up here north to get them rebuilt, sent them back, and they still didn't tie, and that wasn't the problem. The problem was the Tucker fingers, or the hay dog springs are broke, or the hay dog shaft is wore and it's letting the hay spring back and pulling the twine back away from the bill hook. You know, it's just, there's a lot of factors there, guys, that cause tying problems. It's not, everybody thinks it's just the knotters. No, it's not. If nothing's really broke on the knotters and the bill hook's not wore out, they'll probably still work. And you can go with a cheaper option of just updating things that need to be done, which is the Tucker finger shaft, the Tucker fingers themselves, or New Holland calls them twine fingers. It doesn't matter. And updating your hay dogs, putting brand new springs, clips on them, the rod that goes through them, make sure the holes aren't egged out, where you can weld some washers in there, tighten everything back up. All that stuff will help. New restrictor plates. At a Baler, guy bought brand new knotters for it, or had them rebuilt. Baler wouldn't, like, he wanted to make a 40-pound bale. It'd start missing about 30, 35 pounds. And it was missing randomly, and missed left, right. Nobody could figure out what it was. And I got in there, and his hay restrictor plates inside, the bubbles were about wore right off. You know how they're like cheese graters on the inside of the John Deere's. And by the way, guys, I offer them for the New Hollands now too. You can install them right in those bale chambers. Makes the bales look really crisp on the sides. Put a brand new set of hay restrictors. Bang, we're cranking out 55, 60-pound bales on 9,000 sisal twine. So it was impressive to see that change just with putting hay restrictor plates in there, keeping those edges crisp. And I think we installed a second set behind the first set just to give them some more retention. So like Patch Hendricks always says about the bale skis do the same thing, guys. They have those notches in them. They're plastic liners that go in the bale chamber, kind of protect the wear on the bale chamber. They work really well to do that, and so don't the steel restrictor plates that John Deere offers. And the early Massey balers had them in it. International balers have the hay restrictors. I do offer replacements for those as well. So you got another question? No, I guess I don't. All right, guys. If there ain't no more questions, I'm gonna end off with this. We will see. I will announce anything that changes during this week. I got a videos coming up that you're gonna like. I've got a 77 baler that's been sitting outside. I got pulled outside of a shed for 15 years. It's rotted pretty bad. Everything's pretty stuck on it. The motor still turns, so gonna record that one. I've already went over, and I sprayed penetrating oil and then the exhaust valves to get them freed up. I'm gonna take my M tractor over there to the location, and I'm gonna spin the motor. I'm gonna show you guys how I get the compression back on Wisconsin's. Seeing how this is gonna be like literally, it's gonna be 35 years I've been messing with these Wisconsin engines. What my dad started me out on them, and we're going to bring the compression back up on this motor, and everybody can't believe how I do it. Excuse me. No, it's nothing wrong with the knotter assembly, James. I'm pretty sure you just got Tucker fingers that are getting wore out. So, but yeah, so there'll be some videos being uploaded to YouTube this week, guys. Yeah, Aaron, it's a Super 77. I actually sold it to the guy probably almost 20 years ago, and he never got to use it because he's a vet. He's really busy all the time, and he never got to use it. So it was really, he called me up, and it was this past 2 weeks ago, and he said, I really love to get that baler going. I'm getting more free time. And I assumed it was still in the shed where I parked it. I get there, it was not. It was outside, and actually there's a stick on it holding up part of the shed. So we got to figure that out. Says the baler's going to be, if it's going to go out in the field and bale, it can't be holding up the shed. So, um, but we're going to get the Wisconsin going. I was really surprised, guys. The rain cap actually kept the moisture out of the cylinders. Motor turns over. Not a lot of compression, but we're going to bring that back. Show you guys some tricks on that. It's a Super 77. I think it's mid-serial number. It's got the older style meter wheel on it, but there's hay left in the chamber. I got to clean some cow poop off it. The cows rubbed up against it. They broke the distributor on the, I think the cap and stuff on it, so I got new ones of those coming. But it's going to be a project. I'm going to get it going this week, hopefully, at least get the motor running. The baler is going to be a different story. I got to do a lot of freeing up on that. The knotters are going to need a good soaking down and to get those all cleaned up and get everything working there. But James, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, your baler probably doesn't have the wear my dad's does. I mean, he put a lot of bales on his, and that's still baling hay. And like I said, you can grab his wiper arms, you can swing them back and forth, probably literally, I think probably an inch and a half of play in there or more. The one of his rollers is actually almost gone. He won't let me touch it because as long as it's tying, he doesn't care. So, yeah, his Tucker fingers were shot, and I did update him to the new ones with the linkages on it, and it cured it. It just started tying again. He has one wiper arm. It doesn't even have the cotter pin on the top to hold the arm up in, so the arm sags down until it starts bailing. Once the bail pulls back, the arm pulls up in, and it ties. I don't know how it does not fall out, but it doesn't. So he hasn't had a cotter pin on that since, I don't know, what, 2015, 16. He took it out one time to clean the knot off the bill hook and pulled the wiper arm out, and he never put the cotter pin back in. He stuffed the arm in and threw the knotter down and went. So I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it's his baler. He can do what he wants. So one of these days I figured it's going to break something, but I don't know. It hasn't yet. Any other questions, guys? But Aaron, yeah, the Super 77 is going to be pretty cool. I'm also working on some other projects. I don't like to work on skidders and stuff like that, but there's a lack of, let's be said, of real good mechanics, I guess. I'm not a diesel mechanic. I have to get a lot of my information from guys that do it every day. I'm not afraid to turn a wrench on something, try to figure it out to fix it. But yeah, a little out of my class there on that one. But we're getting it taken care of. But I'm going to try to get more on restoring an old New Holland bale wagon. I got a rake. I got some Ford 9-inch tractors. Looks like they're coming up. A bunch of equipment, guys. It should be interesting here in the next few weeks. So stay in touch. This week here will be the Super 77 New Holland. We'll see if we can't get this thing running. Let's do a projected date. Let's say we'll have it running by Wednesday. Say Wednesday this week. I'll do a video. Maybe I'll do a live video of we getting it running. Hopefully the parts come in by that. If the parts don't, guys, then it's going to be the day after because I'm waiting on a distributor cap and rotor for that motor to replace the ones that are broke. But I'm going to put new wires on it, new ignition, new coil. It's pretty bad. It's going to need a battery, which I'm going to just pop a battery in it for now. Then let's put a projected date on the following week. The baler's going to be bailing again. So I don't know how rusted fast it is. It's been setting outside for 15 years at least. So it's got a lot of water. There's a lot of spots that are rusted out. So we'll have to do some repairing. And we'll get it fixed back up, get it back in the field baling, which will be really neat to watch. The gentleman's really excited. He wants to be a farmer, so we're going to get him back in the field again. So with a really good baler. Super 77 is one of my favorites. So any other questions? You guys on parts? Any other baler questions? We're coming up on 25 minutes. Just clicked over. But if you guys need any parts or repair remember to call 607-846-5959. We're making a decision by the end of by the middle of this month whether we're gonna, if we don't get enough people to want to do the mobile repair, guys, I might cut it out totally and do in-shop repair only or virtual repair. And if we do, it's going to save a ton of money. I might actually be able to drop my labor rate because I'm going to get rid of because I'll be doing more online repair. I don't need the workers' comp level that I have now for insurance. And my insurance is going to drop because I won't be traveling around everybody's properties. You'll be able to work on your own. So, so it all should work out really well. Well, with that being said, guys, I am going to say goodnight to you. God bless you. Remember, I love you all. Hope you're all having a great day. Remember, if you're in trouble, if you're in a jam, call the Baler man. Have a great night, everybody.